So the Chicago Bears kind of got blindsided. This is a completely unexpected setback. Just came out late last night. So guess what? Jaylen Johnson, he's not going to return to the field at the start of training camp because he's been placed on the non-football injury list. Completely unexpected. And this injury, it hasn't been announced at this point, but he's one of 4 Bears to go on the non-football injury list. Hasn't been announced at this point what it specifically is, but the other Bears who are going to start training camp on this list include newly acquired quarterback Case Keenum, running back Ian Wheeler, and wide receiver Jade A Walker. Now, don't get me wrong, all these players can return to the team at any time. They just have to pass their physicals. And the team's first day of practice is already happening on Wednesday. Not a lot of time, but let's pray that one or all of these players are going to be activated by then. Just really tough to see our best cornerback go down in that way. Now, here's another kind of wrinkle. Sometimes I feel like there are not coincidences. I did a story yesterday on what a bargain his contract is for the Chicago Bears. The timing of this isn't great, and this comes with the same time a quote from him is coming up. And it was on the Rich Eisen show, and this was after seeing the market spike this offseason. A lot of contracts going out to NFL cornerbacks right now. This is straight from Jaylen. Really just seeing a lot of the other corners getting paid. I almost feel like we might have another discussion coming up here. The market is moving. If you listen to the quote, it was kind of an emphatic statement. And he's right. Corners are getting absolutely paid right now by the NFL. And then you look at Keenum. He's joining the list. That's interesting because the veteran quarterback hasn't had a previous setback reported prior to this update. Keenum missing time, that's going to get Tyson Bagent kind of a leg up in the battle for the QB2 job behind Caleb Williams. And that was kind of a story coming into this training camp. There was going to be a real robust competition at number 2 quarterback here on this team. This kind of sets Keenum back a little bit. Then you talk about Ian Wheeler. I mean, this was a guy that is a really good kid, just a guy that you wanted to root for if you watched Hard Knocks last year. This is his second year, and he's coming off a torn ACL. He suffered it during the final preseason game last August. He was showing a lot of pop, and it was really sad that he got injured to end the year. Just looking forward to getting him back on the field during training camp. We might have to wait just a little bit longer. Like Johnson, he missed time earlier in the offseason, continues to recover. And on the Bears Weekly podcast a few days ago, Wheeler shared some insight into his rehab process. It's early in the morning. I'm keeping my voice here so I can talk to you guys. Straight from Wheeler. The first couple weeks was really challenging because you can't do stuff coming out of surgery. Then you kind of work your way through the pain. And then it gets to a point that where you feel normal, then you try to do not normal things, and you can't do the same things you're used to. Sounds frustrating. Now that we're at this point, it's just a matter of, okay, when are they going to fully clear me? That's the question, but I feel good now. Now let's talk about Jade A Walker. He's also going to be out of action until he's cleared. He's an undrafted rookie wide receiver. He showed some speed during rookie camp earlier in the offseason, and really getting back on the field is going to be key if he's going to continue to be in this competition for the back end of the roster or even special teams to make this team, or even if he's going to land a potential practice squad spot. Absolutely essential that he gets back on the field. And the news isn't something to be considered about right now. Once Wednesday comes, we'll see who actually isn't on the field. Then it comes down to how long it will take to get activated. And this kind of tough news, you guys know how important Johnson is, right? When it comes to cornerback play, the Bears count on Jaylen Johnson to be their number 1 cornerback. And if you look back on this contract, I really hope I'm wrong, you guys. I joked around that the Luther Burden soft tissue issue might have been actually that he fell on his wallet, that he was still negotiating his contract. It was never clear exactly what the soft tissue issue was. They never were clear about it. And now suddenly, when all these contracts are coming out, when Jaylen Johnson is talking about, hey, we might have to have a new negotiation, then he gets on the NFI list. So I hope it's coincidental. So many times it's not. I really hope it's not. I'm not giving this as definite news. I'm just kind of drawing the correlation between these two. The timing is kind of dubious. So looking at that, he signed a 4-year, $76 million contract just last season, and that gave the elite cornerback an elite paycheck at the time. It didn't age well. That level has since been bypassed, and Johnson, he's continuing to admit that he's not happy that cornerbacks like Sauce, Derek Stingley Jr. have really blown away that salary level. And he wants to have open talks with the Bears, I think, but about another extension. But I think the Bears are going to be fine for this year in 2025. Maybe this is a signal. Maybe it's a shot up across the bow. Maybe he has personal things to attend to. The NFI list isn't always for injuries. Sometimes it's for personal things. Let's hope that he's healthy. Let's hope that he's ready to play. Let's hope that he can honor this contract for this year at the very least. And but it is kind of a thing to look forward to, that this is probably going to have to be something that's addressed. So while on the NFI list, these 4 players count toward the 90-man offseason roster, and they can be removed from the list at any time. Also, on top of this, there isn't any news so far on 3 unknown injured Bears. Let's kind of remember these players. Left tackle Braxton Jones, reserve offensive lineman Ryan Bates. He is really important for depth, you guys. And rookie tight end Colston Loveland. But if something's announced, I will share it. All things considered, all things indicate that Colston Loveland is ready to go, and he's going to be 100% when the Bears open camp up and have their first practice on Wednesday. So kind of, this isn't all bad, if you're being honest, if you actually look at it from a different way, because Johnson's absence, it kind of gives the Chicago Bears an opportunity. And yes, I'm going to try to spin this positively. That's to elevate their young cornerback talent. And they are young and deep here. So with him out of the picture, we're looking at guys like Terrell Smith, rookie 5th-round pick Za Frazier. I'm really high on this guy. He's got great size, fantastic speed, might be the fastest corner ever to be in camp here for your Chicago Bears. And he can also play a little bit of safety. So his versatility might be on display in these opening practices if they're a little short on the back end of the defense. So he should get more meaningful reps with the first team off defense. And then we're talking about secondary coach Al Harris. It's his job to see where the depth of this team is on the back end. Everybody knows that Johnson is a stud on the Chicago Bears. It's time to see if there's other studs here on the team. So he might miss a couple practices. In the end, it's not really going to matter. But if Smith, if Frazier, Tyreek Stevenson is going to get a little bit of time. If somebody else can make an impression, it gives the team some really good problems, some really interesting choices on the back end, and some competition for that third starting spot currently occupied by Tyreek Stevenson. So cornerbacks definitely an interest that could see some unexpected changes over the next month. We'll likely hear more about Johnson soon enough, but I really appreciate you guys. It's been kind of some really tough times getting through this news cycle, getting through this time of year where sometimes there's not a lot going on leading into training camp. But guess what? We have new issues. We'll have new controversies. We'll have new things to celebrate as training camp gets underway, and I'm going to be here with you on the daily to walk through those with you. Bear down, and we'll talk soon.